everyone, I'm back here to explore week 2 of the chronic pain group class that I teach at Tree Orthopedic Center. And the skills that we're going to be applying is starting to titrate movement. And less is more in this situation. So we'll use our cues of safety we practiced from week 1, which is getting the diaphragm involved with breathing, letting it be smooth and steady and slow. And also checking in with those protective areas of our body, especially that are holding tension and guarding. So we'll notice the places where we can feel tension and give permission for them to release with that smooth breath. Also, we'll just have awareness of our thoughts, especially around anticipatory thoughts, the ones that cause more guarding in our body, any sort of resistance or fearful thoughts that could contribute to changes in sensation and the way that we move. So we're just going to take this slow and let it be a mindful movement where we can play around. Give yourself permission if you feel past capacity with your alarm, or if sensation is getting really intense, especially around pain. Give yourself permission to back off, take a break, breathe, and also can visualize. We want to find the area that is within your capacity, still within that window. You're challenging yourself and you're not overwhelming. So everyone will have a different experience with this, and that's how we want it to be. So first, you'll come to lie on your back. You can also do this lying down on a bed or on a couch. I have my little friend and buddy joining us today. And as you lie back, see how that feels to bend your knees and put your feet down onto the surface below you. Let your arms be down by your side in a comfortable manner. You can also let them rest on your belly, or you can grab a friendly pet to lay on top of you. And so first we will start with orienting to the now, to right here, right now, looking around your room. Maybe allowing your eyes to settle on something, but as you look at it, you can feel an openness or a space within your body. If you'd like to close your eyes, go ahead. And now check in with what you hear, this attunement to your surroundings. I'll let you know with the sounds, there's no danger, there's no immediate threat. In this moment, we're okay. We are safe. And then notice what you feel at the base of your tongue, your jaw. And if you're aware of guarding, constriction, or tension, see how that feels to open your mouth, move it around a few times. And then when you bring your lips back together, be sure that your teeth do not touch. There's a slight part there. Feel the sensation of the surface below you supporting you, your feet, your hips, shoulder blades, and your head. Notice if you need more cushion or soft support, and give that to yourself as you need it. And now we direct attention to your breath. Noticing the pattern of breath, the inhale versus the exhale, the sensation of it through your nostrils, and where you notice it moving in your rib cage. And there's nothing to change here, it's just awareness. Is there a sticky part of your breath, the smooth part. Beginning to relate to the breath, this life force. It's always on and always working for you. See how that feels. Just start slowing down your exhale, letting it get a little longer. And as you inhale, invite the breath down to your lower rib cage, to your belly. Feel a softening and a receiving. Smooth, slow exhale. Find an even pace. Inhale as you soften and receive into your belly. Notice if there's any shift in sensation through your jaw, through your chest, your legs. As your breath begins to slow down and deepen. Creating this rhythm, a slow pace. And maybe you need to start in a place where it's not as long, especially if you feel straining or constriction. You may notice it's difficult to get the diaphragm moving, and that's okay. Just find the edge where there's still some ease, and you're challenging yourself to go a little bit further. Exploring your body as well. If there are places where you can feel some softening, some openness, some sense of space or safety. See what happens if you're able to direct your breath to move more into that space. A small amount more of expanding. Feeling the breath soften all around it. And so know this place within your body that might be neutral or a little bit of space or expansion is always a place you can come back to, as well as the sensation of your breath. Maybe that anchor of your feet is a helpful guide. And we'll continue to breathe and coordinate movement. So a few options would be straightening out both of your legs. If you can still feel some ease and comfort in that posture, great. If you need a bolster or a pillow, you can place that underneath your knees for a little bit of support. We'll bring awareness to our ankles. Let's feel your heels up against the floor. And invite a small movement here. As you inhale, the tops of the feet draw up towards your shins. And as you exhale, time with your breath. As you point your toes, the bottom of your feet drops towards the floor. The inhale, tops of the feet draw towards shins. Exhale, soles of the feet start to move down towards the floor. So see with the breath if you can slow down the movement and make it as smooth as your breath. Notice your jaw and your neck and see if they can soften. Notice your arms if there's any tension. Give them permission to be heavy. And inhale. You draw the tops of your feet back. And the exhale. Pointing the toes downward.
And notice the sensations through your ankles with this movement. What muscles are working here? And modify the movement so that there is some ease. We'll do one more. Flexion and extension of your ankle. And then allow your legs and your ankle to totally rest, to release. And check back in, attune to the language of your body, which comes in the form of sensation. Just noticing the effect of the movement, your feet, your ankles, your calves. Returning awareness to your jaw, your throat, and your shoulders. Being with, turning towards the sensation based on your capacity, knowing you can rotate away to your breath, to a place of softness in your body. Our next movement will focus on movement of your knee, flexion and extension of your knee. So we'll start with the right knee. Using your breath, doing a heel slide. As you inhale, bending your knee, drawing your heel, letting it slide towards your seat. As you exhale, sliding your heel back down, straightening out your leg. Let the movement be slow as you inhale, drawing and bending the knee in. And exhale, straightening it out. You can alter your breath here if you'd like to. Find what's a comfortable rhythm for you. If you're still within your window and it feels as though you can continue this or move forward, you can also draw your right leg in towards your chest. Bring your hand behind your thigh. And with this movement, we can inhale. And as you exhale, we draw the knee and the thigh in, bending your knee. And as you inhale, straighten out the leg. You can either reach it towards the sky through your heel. You can reach it back down onto the floor. And we'll take that exhale to bend your knee and draw your thigh in. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend and draw in. Find the range of motion that allows it to be a challenge and also something that you're able to manage and navigate within your window of tolerance. You may feel sensation with this that's intense, and it may go up slightly. But if it's going up too much more and you're protective with your breath and your tension, those are the signals that we can just offer backing off, giving the alarm some space, taking a pause. Let's do one more on the right side. Feeling your leg move through space, bringing your foot back down. You can straighten or keep it bent. And we'll start with your left leg. Taking that breath, sliding your heel, bending your knee. See how that feels as you inhale to straighten it back out. Nice and slow. Where can you soften a little more for your neck and shoulders? Drawing your knee in, if it feels as though you have capacity for that, and the sensation is still manageable. Keep the breath flowing. If you notice an anticipation of pain with this movement, see if you can have awareness of the thought. And as we're aware of it, we can acknowledge its protection. Another form of protection, just like pain and tension and holding of the breath. So see if you can allow the thought to soften. And see if you can just be with the present moment. As you acknowledge in this room, in this space, in this time, what we hear, what we see, we're okay. We are attuned to the now, not what will happen, what is happening in our body. We're moving our knee, moving our leg, mindfully, slowly. Just doing one more before you bring your foot down. And notice. Return to a rhythm of your breath that feels supportive, where you can feel a little bit of space and not too much. Return to a place in your body that feels like an anchor, maybe looking around your room to acknowledge colors, shapes. Next, we'll move to awareness of our hips. You can bend your knees and bring your feet down onto the mat. And here we will start with either drawing in one leg, just like we had before, so your hand can come behind your right thigh as you draw that thigh in. And we're just going to be doing circles with the knee. So these small circles, your breath is flowing, and start out small. You can always go bigger. But as you draw your right knee in, then you circle it away from you, out and around, back in towards the middle, and back in. And just notice sensations through the hip here. You're able to make the movement bigger or smaller based on other protective factors for you today, and based on some of those signals from the body. How's your breath? Can you keep it smooth? What's happening with guarding or tension around the movement? Your hip might be there protecting you with more tension. Just be aware of that. Nothing to force. See if you can find a range where there can be some space and ease. The other movement would be adding on, drawing in your left knee as well. And so here we can do double circles where we draw both knees in and then we circle the knees away from each other. So they're like mirrors. And as that circles away, then the knees come back together and you draw them in. Same thing here, small or large based on the feedback from your nervous system and your alarm system. Coordinating your breath, however that feels most in a flow. I like to exhale as I draw my knees in and inhale, move them away and around. You can play around with switching directions here. And if you're just doing one hip at a time, then you can move on to the left hip using both hands to do your circles. And if the mind jumps in to be protective, have awareness of this. Breathe with it. See if you can watch it. back to this experience and sensation of the knee moving in circles, orienting to the now. In this moment, I'm okay, I'm safe. We'll release your left leg or both legs down. Notice what happens if your feet are wide and your knees draw in towards each other. And return to your breath. Soft inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Coming back to check in with your back body and the support underneath you. Noticing sounds. And staying here and breathing as long as you'd like. When you're ready, opening your eyes to reorient to the room, if you haven't already. Allow your head to rotate side to side, in whatever way is comfortable for you. Use your breath and mindfulness as you transition onto your side, making your way up to seated. Maybe setting this intention as we continue to move through your day, finding that space of less is more, of using and checking in with cues of safety, a soft breath, awareness and releasing of tension, being an observer of thoughts, and watching them rather than following them. I hope this was a helpful practice for you to play around with finding your own pace that suits your nervous system and honors where you are in this moment, attuning to the now. Namaste.